So, Alan, we know there's lots of problems with data and personal data and how it works. Who do you think is responsible for fixing it, for sorting it out?
There's been a complete lack of leadership amongst large companies, brands, about taking responsibility for the way that the data economy evolves. There's been a lack of thinking or lack of vision on the part of governments, and there's actually been not enough innovation. But the point about all of these things is that there is a huge opportunity for governments to have a vision, for big companies to take a lead, for entrepreneurs to find new ways of doing things. And I think that within that, obviously, you're talking about professionals. Professionals are your membership are working in every single one of those spheres, and so they could be influencing the way this economy evolves from every single direction, and that's really interesting.
People who are making the decisions day by day, it's actually a relatively small number of people with the tech understanding and in the positions of power.
Yeah.
Do you think it's fair to say that those people have let society down, or do you think it's unfair?
I think it just happens. I don't think that there's any point in trying to sort of create blame about things that happen in terms of the way that the society evolves. But I think there's a sort of a seeping through of new ideas, and it takes a long time for people. First of all, the first reaction is, I don't like this new idea. So second reaction is, oh well, it may be interesting in theory, but it'll never work. And then you go through all these phases, and then people say, well, perhaps we'll try it. Perhaps we'll try a new way of doing stuff. And that's the process we're going through. It takes time.
What is it that you've seen in this debate that in this area of personal data that gives you hope? What is it that, where have you seen the trigger for change, for things going differently, and what for the future gives you that hope in the long term?
Well, I mean, we as a business, we're tracking, all the entrepreneurs and startups that are working in this space, and we're seeing about one launch every week. And there's just this massive buzz, there's a growing excitement about all the things that we can do if individuals are empowered with their own data. And then we start looking at the new services that can be created, and the new economic value that arise from it, and the way that actually individuals are interacting with companies on a more equal basis and sharing data in a trusted way. That solves so many problems. It just gets, the more you look at it, the bigger and bigger it gets, and the more exciting it gets. It's fantastic. First of all, we need to have the debate about the challenges of trust and innovation. I think those are two key things. And then we need to work through how to square the circle. Every single time an economy gets into a trade-off situation, the big opportunity is to transcend the trade-off. And now we've got a trade-off between privacy or innovation. We can't have both. The idea is that companies need data to get hold of to do stuff. But actually, the only way we're going to go forward is to have privacy and innovation based on privacy, on individuals being able to control their data. And once we can see that there's an opportunity to transcend the trade-off, then then everyone gets excited.
One of the things that I always come back to is they always feel powerless, and I think that getting that sense of empowerment back into the community is one of the most important things that we can do.
Yes.
Have you seen anywhere where that's starting to happen? What would you say we need to do to bring about that empowerment?
Well, I think the experience that we've had is that 5 years ago there were some people who were sort of innovators in a corner, sort of isolated from the rest of the world, thinking great thoughts, and that was it. More and more, what's happening is that large organizations are beginning to see there's an opportunity. And then we're getting the interaction between the innovators and the large organizations, and that creates challenges for both sides, but it really sparks new thinking on both sides. And that's where I think the action is now, which is more and more large organizations are seeing we've got a problem, there's a really interesting way that we might be able to fix it, and perhaps we can start exploring that area. And that's where so much is beginning to happen now, which wasn't happening 5 years ago.